Hey, good morning. We are in Kona now, and it's the next morning about 6 o'clock or so. And here you can see Kona city, Kona. And we are gonna visit a coffee farm because Kona is famous for coffee today. And then we're going a little bit to the beach and some sightseeing in the city, and that's it. I'll show you some pictures also, some nice ones.
Hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is.
So we're gonna go on a little Mountain Thunder coffee tour today, and you guys gonna see what's going on there.
So just ask me any question you guys have, and don't be shy because we are here to learn. Okay? And I'm also very happy that you guys are here early in the morning because it's beautiful right now. And you don't want to know what's going to happen later. Yeah, and I'm going to tell you all about it. Okay? Alright, so right now we are standing on a top of the mountain called Hualalai. It has 3,200 feet of elevations, which means we are pretty high up right now. And Hualalai in Hawaiian means the shy one. Because when you stand at the bottom, you look up, the mountain is always surrounded by clouds. So she's very shy. Okay, and we also located in the area called the Cloud Forest. It's one of the rarest plantations in the world. So it's often sunny in the morning and raining in the afternoon. Okay, so that's the reason why I say you guys came on time, because it's beautiful right now. Alright, and also coffee trees here are grown on this rich volcanic soil, which makes Kona coffee so special and exclusive. Alright, and just a reminder, it's only being considered as 100% Kona coffee when these coffee are grown within the Kona belt. So the Kona belt is around 30 miles long, 3 miles wide. It's on the west side of the Big Islands. And it's between the Hualalai and Mauna Loa Mountain. Okay, and right now there are around 650 farms that are active within the Kona belt right now, which makes it up only 0.2% of the world coffee. So Kona coffee is very rare, and it's also rated in the top 10 one of the best coffee beans in the world. Okay, so you guys are in the right place if you're wondering about this. Okay, so I want to introduce to you guys our special guest today. Is our little tiny sample coffee trees right here called Arabica Kona Typica varieties. Okay, so coffee trees are originally from Ethiopia, which is in Africa. Okay, and it was first introduced to Hawaii in the 1800s. Alright, so fun fact, coffee trees can grow up to 30 feet or sometimes taller than that. But we're trying to maintain them around 8 to 10 by pruning them because it's easier for the farmers to pick the coffee. Okay, so during February to May, that's when the flowers start to bloom. This is coffee flowers right here. They have this beautiful white color, and they are family with jasmine, so they smell very good. Okay, and also in Kona, we call them Kona snow because when they bloom, they look like snow on the trees. Very beautiful. And we don't have snow here in Kona, so they basically our snow. Okay, so after the flowers fell off, that's when the green cherries start to come out. And when they turn into this dark red color, that's when our farmers start to pick them. However, coffee trees like to give the farmers a little bit hard time because the cherries not ripen all at the same time. So the farmers have to hand pick them one by one every day throughout the whole season, which very time consuming and labor intensive. Okay, so that's also the reason why Kona coffee is so expensive, because we only do hand pick here. Alright, so after all the cherries are collected, that's when we're going to start our first process called the wet mill. And I'm going to show you guys how we process that. Okay, so first we're going to put all these cherries into this machine right here called the pulping machine. The machine gonna open up the cherries, and I'm gonna show you guys what we have in one cherries. Okay? So give me 1 second. All right. So there are 2 beans in one cherries, and when you touch it, it has this slippery, slimy texture called sugar coating. Okay? You wanna touch it? Yeah, so that's called sugar coating. So that means it's gonna be sweet from the outside because there's sugar. All right? Okay, anyone want to touch it can come up here. You want to touch it? All right, good job. Good job. Okay.
Smells good.
All right, so coffee starting off as a fruit. You guys actually can eat these beans, okay? But the problem is that they taste like nothing. All right? The only good part is just the sugar from the outside, but the inside is very chewy, tastes like nothing, and they're also not really good for your stomach. Okay? So if you have a weak stomach, please be aware of it. All right? So after we open the cherries, we have 2 beans. Now we're going to soak the beans in a water tank for 24 hours to get rid of the sugar coating, because sugar can cause fermentations, and we don't want moldy coffee here, so that's why we gotta do it. All right, after that we're gonna bring all these beans to the drying deck right here for 10 days to dry them out, and after 10 days they turn into the parchment beans right here. Okay, so why do we call them parchment beans? Because when they dry out, there is a texture wrapped around it just like a piece of paper. Okay, so we want to make it simple. We call them parchment beans. So if you guys like to bake, you know what I'm talking about, the parchment paper. All right, and also when they add this parchment stage right here, that's when we're gonna start our second process called the dry mills, and I'm gonna show you guys how we process the rest inside that building's over there in 2 minutes. Okay, but first let me introduce to you guys 3 stages of coffee before we go inside, so you guys can be familiar with it. All right, so when we're gonna bring all these parchment beans inside our buildings, we're gonna get rid of the skin, and after that they turn into the green beans. Okay, so we love green beans because they can store up to 2 years before they get roasted. All right, and finally roasted coffee that everybody already know, the good stuff, right? Okay, any question for me so far? We are good? They are a lot smaller and they have this rounder shape. Okay, pea berries, they right here. This is pea berries, okay?
They don't share with the twin, but they're smaller.
They're smaller, yeah, which is kind of funny, right? Why we support our local farmers. So whoever has their coffee farms within the Kona belt, they're welcome to bring the cherries into this building. We're gonna weigh them, and the boss gonna write the check for them on spot. Okay, so let's go back to the point when I said the bean turned into the parchment beans after 10 days. That's where we're gonna bring all those parchment beans into this building, and we're gonna weigh them on that yellow scale behind you guys, 1,000 pounds, right? This is 1,000 pounds of the parchment beans right here. Okay, so we're gonna basically dump all these beans into that area. Okay, and the elevator gonna take them up, and we go to the first machine called the Holo machines. So this machine acts like a cheese grater. Okay, so it's gonna graze off all these parchment skin. All right, so after the parchment skin came out, is when we have the green beans. But before we're moving on, I want to ask you guys one question. Why do we have to sort the beans by sizes? And I'm gonna do this, okay? So the first screen over here gonna catch the biggest beans. The biggest beans are the better beans because they release more flavor during the roasting process. So more desirable when you guys drink it, okay? And the second screen right here catch a little bit smaller beans. All right, and the third one catch smaller than that. And we also have a special screen for the special beans. You can see the differences right here. Okay, any idea what the screen gonna catch? The pea berries, exactly. Okay, so this answers the question. Do the farmers open the cherries one by one and look for the pea berries? No, they don't. Okay, first of all, they don't get paid enough to do that. All right, okay, and secondly, they don't have time. So that's why we have a machine, and this one is the one, okay, to sort the pea berries. All right, and then the biggest size being the higher density beans. These are the private preserved coffee. Okay, these are the one that you guys were drinking by the sample table. It's the number one. Okay, and the number two, middle grade. They are basically just a little bit smaller compared to the number one. All right, so the number two is the premium coffee. So in total, there are only two types in the gift shop. The first one is the private preserve, and the second one is the premium. Okay, and last but not least is our number three, lower grade. So as you can see, these beans are cracked. They don't look good. All right, so obviously we're not gonna show you. We're not gonna sell these beans to you guys, okay? But we continue to send them to our local processors. They're gonna help us to make coffee products like coffee soap, coffee candle, coffee lotions, you name it. Okay, and we have them in the gift shop, so you guys can check it out later. Automatically detect the green beans that have different color, and I'm gonna show you what I meant. Okay, this one after, this one before, this one after. All right, you can see the differences right here. All right, so the one that before the color sorting, these beans basically override underripe beans, okay? So that's why they have the different color, and they might affect your coffee flavor. All right, so we're gonna reuse them as coffee products like coffee soap, coffee candle, okay? And we're gonna keep these beautiful green beans, we're gonna take them to roast and sell to you guys. All right. Okay, so after we've been through 3 different quality checks, finally we make it to the roasting process. And you guys just have to think the roaster as a big giant dryer is constantly spinning around approximately 400 Fahrenheit. Okay, and it acts just like a popcorn maker to make it simple. Yep, and at Mountain Thunder we have 4 different roasts, and I'm gonna introduce you guys right now. So the first one is our light roast. We call them American roast. Okay, the second one, medium roast, Vienna roast. This one is the most popular over here. Okay, the third one is the dark roast, which is the French roast. All right, and last but not least, espresso roast. Okay, all right, so for our light roast right here, they spend around 14 minutes in the roaster. Okay, 15 minutes for the medium roast. Okay, 16 minutes for the dark roast. You guys want to guess how long this espresso in the roasting machines?
20.
20 is kind of high. We have to go lower. 17 is the best answer. Okay? 16, 17, right? But we still have to go lower than 17 minutes. You want to guess one more time? 16. 16 and a half, exactly. Okay, so we only roasted this espresso 30 more seconds longer compared to the dark roast, because we don't want them to taste like the one you guys normally find in the store. Those are basically burnt coffee. Okay, so that's why our roast master, she figured it out that she's just gonna roll these 30 more seconds longer, and that's how we can find the differences between Mountain Thunder's espresso and the espresso in the stores. Okay, and you guys have any idea which one has the highest caffeine over here?
Light roast.
The light roast, you got it, you're so smart. Okay, the light roast has the highest caffeine. Okay, because they spend the least amount of time in the roaster. So all the caffeine is still in here, hasn't released yet. Okay, remember earlier when I opened the cherries, those raw beans, they are highly caffeinated, okay? But we cannot call them coffee yet because there's no flavor in them. Okay, these are coffee right here. So the longer you roast your coffee, the more caffeine gonna get burned out, but the richer flavor is gonna be. Okay, and also when you go to our sample table, we have a coffee called black and tan. All right, so black and tan basically means 50% of the light roast and 50% of the dark roast together. Okay, because we want the highest caffeine coffee and the best flavored coffee all together. So you guys can go out and try to see if you like the black and tan or not. Okay, all right.
Voll dunkel da unten.
Oh.
Pass auf, dass du nicht hinfällst, mein Mann. glaube ich, aber auch nicht rumlaufen können.
Nee.
Oh, Dunkelloch.
Geil.
Jesus.
Wahnsinn, ne?
Kaffee?
Das sind Kaffeebäume.
Oh, 就是咖啡是吧？
你说那有一个大坑，一个大坑，那个是个萝卜村。
Junior ist alles da.
Blend. Wo ihr euch fotografiert habt, steht nur raus.
Kaffee auch von den Bauern ringsum, weil sie die Maschinen haben dazu.
Ja.
Die haben das clever angestellt.
Mhm. Schön, ja.
Oder oben ist auch noch mal eine Blüte an dem Baum.
Was ist da?
Auch mal eine Blüte da oben.
Ja.
Mountain.
Vanillebaum.
Monster, genau.
Das ist ein Gummibaum.
Das wächst hier ohne Ende. Und dann hast du das so
Ach, jetzt weiß ich, wo der Baum ist.
Banane hier kaufen können.
Wikinger-Style.
Das Zombie geben sie nur maximal 2 pro Kunde.
Ich mal mein Ding mitnehmen, sonst rüberziehen.
Was für ein Ding?
Zombie ist 2 pro Kunde.
Ein schwarzes, als wir alle so einen Spruch haben. Das rüberziehen können, so zu schütteln. Jetzt rüberziehen.
All right, we had a great day in Kona today, and we got tendered, as you can see from there. The boats are going alongside, there's little safety boats going alongside the ship, and they are doing a little tender service to the harbor in this direction. And that's it for today for Kona. And we say goodbye to Kona, and now we are a couple of days on sea.